It's time for The View from Over Here with the man who has a view for all seasons, your host, Stan Weisleder.
Well, the days are dwindling down. It's almost.
No, well, it's past the winter solstice.
And it's almost...
So now the days are getting longer.
It's almost 2015. It's amazing. And how long has our show been going on? For almost 2 years now?
Yeah.
Or a year and a half?
Well, I don't count the first year.
Well, no, it's still about a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half.
The View from Over Here.
Almost a year and a half.
Where you've been the star. And you've...
Yeah, well, we don't even have to go there.
Anyway,
Malcolm, how do you feel today? Or should I call you Balcom?
Balcom.
Okay.
Well, before you get into the news and introduce the show, I have a question for you, which I know a man of your experience would know.
Oh, yeah, right.
I have two children. One is 18.
That you know about.
That I know about. One is 18 that goes to Cal Poly, St. Louis Obispo, SLO. The other is going to be 20 and goes to UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara. Now, both of them are home now. And I have sweatshirts from both schools. How do I have to equally wear each sweatshirt? Or can I because when I wear one, like I'm wearing the SB sweatshirt now, my son from Cal Poly says, "Oh, you don't like my school?"
No, let your wife wear one, you wear the other.
See, I knew you'd have the right answer. Another
or change twice a day.
Another word of wisdom. Well, when I bring them back to school, when I drive them back to school, when I go up to Santa Barbara, I have my Santa Barbara shirt, and when we leave Santa Barbara and go to SLO, I have my Cal Poly.
You do it on the same day?
Yep.
So you change in the car.
In fact, I made the mistake of wearing my Santa Barbara shirt at Cal Poly when Joshua was trying for the soccer team. And I think he didn't make it because the coach saw me in a Santa Barbara shirt, and they're arch rivals. Anyway, Stan, tell the audience who they're watching, who they're talking to.
Terrific story. Anyway, this is Stan Weisleder on CRNTalk.com. The show is called The View from Over Here. I'm here in the studio with Malcolm Burman, who I rechristened as Balcom.
Or you can
just a shortening of Malcolm and Barry.
Or you can just call me MBB.
Or Hey You.
Hey You. Or Mr. Y.
All right, let's stop with the joking around. Let's get down to the serious part of the program, and that is the news. I don't know how you feel, but I could never understand why our country has had such a hard-on for Cuba all of these years. I just don't get it. So Kennedy screwed up originally. Big deal. Life still goes on. And the lame excuses that I've heard that have come out of Washington all of these years why they cannot have relations with Cuba just don't make sense. When we were hit by the Katrina hurricane, do you know that Cuba offered medical assistance and doctors, and the U.S. said, no, thank you, we don't need your help? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, you know it now.
Well, the thing which don't understand. They said, our recognition of Cuba is good for Castro.
Castro's almost dead. That's a lot of baloney. Look, hey, we were at odds with the Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China for so many years. They were the bad guys, and now we're almost in bed with those guys. Well, not all the time, but some of the time. So what's the big deal about Cuba? It's 90 miles away. I bet the Cuban people would love to do it. Yeah. So you have one or two senators or congressmen that are screaming. They have to get into the 21st century. This could be a good move.
Yeah,
this could be good for everybody.
The Castros weren't suffering because we didn't recognize them. The people of Cuba, the Cubans were
suffering. Right. And you know what? It would be a great new market for American companies to go there and sell their stuff.
Especially opening up casinos.
I didn't even want to go there because they got shut down the last time by Castro.
Yeah, well, because the casinos were also owned by organized crime.
Well, not all of them.
You see The Godfather, didn't you?
Who hasn't?
I don't know.
In fact, I've seen that movie a few times.
Next.
I forgot how many. Hey, this is something that, you see it in the movies all the time. But, which comes first? Does life imitate art or does art imitate life? And there's a guy out there. He goes by the name of Rambo. That's his nickname. His real name is Joseph Hunter. And he is an ex-Army sniper. How good, I don't know, but an ex-Army sniper. So he had to have reached a certain level of proficiency in that art. And he is was a wannabe soldier of fortune. But the way things turned out, he became a soldier of misfortune. What did he want to do? Well, he wanted to become a hired assassin, like in the movies, for shady millionaires who could afford his prices. But then everything got screwed up. So he was living in this plush housing development on a golf course in Thailand when he was arrested by the Thai police, and he was sent back to the U.S. in chains. And the guy is facing a trial and possible life imprisonment. And he allegedly already has killed a few people. Allegedly. Again, we'll have to see what happens at the trial.
You take everything with a grain of salt.
A grain of salt.
A grain of salt.
Yeah, I have to look that up where that came from. A grain of salt.
Pam, if you're listening, could you Google that? A grain of salt.
Jonas is not with us today.
No. I don't know if he's on the cruise now or.
Well, if he's not on the cruise, he's packing for the cruise.
Right, and I think Mike Marino said he would be the entertainment on the cruise.
Well, maybe, but you have a lot of cruises going out now. In fact, you have cruises going out all the time,
and you have cruises coming back all the time.
Going out and coming back. But let's get on to our guests for today. I assume you want to do that, Malcolm?
Yes, let's get on to our guests.
Okay, our first guest, I've seen her perform twice. Once at the Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank and then again at the Friars Club in New York. Her name is Rena Strober, and she is really, truly a triple threat. In showbiz, that means she can sing, she can act, and she can dance. A real talent. And she's currently appearing in a production in Boca Raton. That's in Florida, in case you didn't know. The name of it is When You're in Love, the Whole World is Jewish. Okay, and we're going to have her on if Paul has done his job. Rena, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Good. I was going to say, are you up yet? But then I forgot. You're 3 hours later. You've been up a while.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, Rena, this is Malcolm Burman.
Balcom.
Just an adjunct to When You're in Love, the World is Jewish. Years ago, about 25, 30 years ago, I was going out with a lady from Cambodia, and her name was Romali. But everybody called her Molly. And I have a nice Jewish mother in Brooklyn, and I was telling her I was going out with Molly, and she said, "Where's Molly from?" And I said, "Cambodia." And she said, "Where's Cambodia?" I said, 2 miles east of Philadelphia. And she didn't know. But anyway, I took her back to New York one time, and Molly was definitely Asian, but my mother looked at her and she said, "You sure you're not Jewish?"
A mother can dream,
A mother can dream.
Rena, tell us about your show that you're in.
It's wonderful. Jason Alexander directed it, and for anyone who is of a certain age, remembers in the 60s, I wasn't around yet, but there were these records by Bob Booker called When You're in Love, the Whole World is Jewish, and they were basically these albums that acted out famous Jewish jokes. They're all the jokes people know, where the Schumer Pyramid says "Come Back Tuesday," and the Call Home from Long Island, and they're these Jewish jokes sort of put into a scene. And what we've done with Jason is turned them into a stage production where it's sort of, I call it Jewish SNL. It's sort of like 20 sketches of these old classic jokes, but we've added a lot of contemporary references and characters, and Jason's written 3 songs for the show. So it's a musical, and it's so wonderful being here in Boca because, I'm a Catskills girl, and, my parents are from Queens, but they come down to Florida to play golf, and watching people laugh. They all know the jokes, but getting to experience them and getting to just laugh at the Jewish culture is really great, and it's a good time to be down here for the holidays.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say it was a Jewish S&M.
I wish. That's the 8 o'clock show.
That's the next one.
Malcolm, shame on you.
It's 50 Shades of Goldberg.
Well, it's better to laugh at being Jewish than have somebody throw rocks or worse. Anyway, is this show going to be on the road? Is it coming to L.A., New York, or where?
We were in L.A. We ran the show at the Greenway Court Theater about a year and a half ago, and we were just supposed to run a few weeks, and we ended up selling out, and we got extended I guess we ran for a few months. And then we all, it was at LA Theater, so it doesn't run long because there's no money.
Well,
and then we went up to San Francisco, but I don't know what the plan is after Boca.
Let me rephrase the question. When are you coming back to LA?
I am back January 12th. We run here another 3 weeks through the 11th, and then I come right back to LA to get back to working.
And what do you mean working? What are you going to do? What are you scheduled for?
Well, you mentioned S&M, and no.
Okay. Paul, save that number for me.
You just woke up Paul in the control room. He was napping. That woke him up.
Yeah, but Paul doesn't know what S&M means.
It means a sale on meat.
Or, I have another one. I won't go there.
Oh, that could be a whole great show. Other terms.
Now, what about New York? You would think that this show would be fantastic in New York.
I would love to go to, I'm born and raised in New York. My career started there. And I know Old Jews Telling Jokes was in New York for a long time. So, there's only so much I can do as just a cast member. But if there's someone who wants to bring it to New York, I would go in a heartbeat. I would go back to New York. I toured the country with Fiddler, and I toured the country with Les Miserables, so I've done the touring life, and I'm not really interested in doing that as much anymore. I came to Boca because my family was down here, and it's the holidays, and it's just, to get to do this show in Boca is...
When you tour on a show like this, do they pay all your expenses?
Yeah, sort of. Kind of.
So you share a room with 14 other people.
No, luckily I have cousins here, so I'm able to stay with family. There's no money in theater or touring, and you just got to do it because you love it. That's why I go back to LA, so I can, I'm on a video game, and I do a lot of voiceovers for cartoons, and I'm on a Disney Channel TV show, so I get to make money.
It sounds like the only people in showbiz that really make money are the big names that happen to get into a big budget movie where their pay could be in the zillions.
Yeah. It's really hard to make a living at it now.
Well, if you're into the voiceover market, that could be tremendous.
It's wonderful. It's a different market now in the last 10 years because celebrities have taken over. It used to be that you could just be a voice for Disney and you were a voiceover actor, but now, as you know, they cast celebrities all the time.
Rena, we're coming up to a break now, so you'll stay with us. It's that wonderful music again. How many seconds? We have 60 seconds, so if you have anything you want to get out in 60 seconds, go ahead.
No, hold it, Rena. We are listening to CRNTalk.com, The View from Over Here. And we have, who is our guest?
Rena Strober.
Rena Strober, and we'll be back
in a jiffy.
In a jiffy. So keep tuned to wherever you're tuned to.
The next time you're in Southern California, visit the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas. Riviera, as the name implies, is the ultimate in Calabasas restaurants. There's not even a close second. And what's better suited for the Beverly Hills of the Valley than a Beverly Hills type of restaurant and watering hole without those ridiculous Beverly Hills prices? They're so good. With impeccable service, they probably don't even need this commercial. Even now, it's hard to get a good table except for off hours. But if you really want to treat yourself or your date, call 818-224-2163. That's 818-224-2163. That's the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas, California. California.
When it comes to computers, some would-be users are all thumbs. Enter the AARP RealPad.
Easy to use. We actually constructed this from soup to nuts to be easy to use for someone who's a technology novice, someone who's technology shy.
That's AARP tech expert Terry Bradwell talking about the new computer tablet with a quick fix feature.
So when you're losing things like your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connection, having that one button where you don't have to go into settings and know exactly where to go to fix your equipment.
So you stay connected without intricate steps to get back online. And there's a 24-hour help desk.
It's not about just asking questions about the device. It's really asking any general how-to question. How do I navigate to this site? I got this email. What do I do with it? Is it fraudulent? So they can help you with a lot of general questions that you would have, really outside of just what the RealPad can do.
To check out its many features, go to aarprealpad.org. I'm Aileen Ellis. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleder, told in the Godfather fashion, with 2/3 of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, "I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it." Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, "I wish I had written it." The Trees by Stan Weisleder.
Go for it, Stanley.
Malcolm, are you sure?
I'm sure.
I don't want to do an Uncle Don.
No, don't do an Uncle Don.
Okay, Rena, an Uncle Don, that, do you know what that is?
I'm scared to ask.
Years and years ago, way before your time, there was a guy on radio by the name of Uncle Don, and he thought he was cut off, that the mics were dead, and he said something he shouldn't have said.
He just said something about those little bastards.
Oh.
And
which was his major audience. And the next day he was gone.
He had something like the Howdy Doody show before Howdy Doody or Rudy Kazootie.
He was before all of them. Anyway, how do I know about that? Well,
you read it in the news, I know.
Well, my sister used to listen to that show. Anyway, listen, Rena, have you done commercials, or do you do commercials to help pay the rent?
I did once. I was a Playtex 18-hour girl for the first 2 years when I moved to Los Angeles.
Playtex.
That's why I recognize you.
Yes, if I take my shirt off, I get stopped all the time.
Excuse me?
So I was in the purple bra. I was this redhead dancing in the bra for about 2.5 years. And then I
don't believe you. You're going to have to show me when you get to L.A.
You could Google it. Google me.
You have that on Google?
It's on the YouTube. It's on the Google.
Do you still have the purple bra?
They never even gave me the darn bra.
Oh, my God.
That's just get the shit end of the deal. Oops.
Cheap company. They probably gave it to the next actress or the next model.
I never even got my bra.
No.
But it paid my rent, and it got me health insurance for 2 years, so I'm very grateful to the Playtex company.
By the way, how did you start in the business?
When I was very little, my mom put me in ballet, and so from 4 on, I was a dancer. And then I went to Stage Door Manor Performing Arts Center, which is the famous acting camp in the Catskills. And I started there at 11, and then I just went to Skidmore College and just maintained a passion for it, and booked Les Mis the national tour right out of college, and then went to Broadway with the show.
Oh, you were in Les Mis in the show?
Yep, I did it on Broadway, and I did the national tour.
Wow, that's one of my favorite musicals.
What other plays have you been in besides Les Mis and it's The Whole World is Jewish?
I did a Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, that's
Topol.
right, Fiddler.
Yes, I did Topol's farewell tour with Harvey Fierstein when Harvey came in.
Who did you play?
I played Seidel, the oldest daughter.
Seidel.
And then in LA, if you have an audience in LA, I just did a show at the Pasadena Playhouse called Stoneface about Buster Keaton with French Stewart.
They got very good reviews.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. We're hoping to move that to New York in the next year.
Now, what would you say your favorite is? What do you like doing? Do you like acting? Do you like singing? Do you like comedy? Which is your...
I love getting to mix them all together, which is Jason Alexander wrote me a song for this show called Jewish American Princess. And it's a...
I know
Wait a minute, are you a Jap?
Well, not any... No, I'm a... What do you call it? I was maybe when I was younger, but I've moved beyond that.
Right, now you're a Jewish American queen.
I'm a recovering Jewish American princess.
Is that a Jack?
And so he wrote me this song, and I get to use all my voices because it takes me from 5 years old to 45 years old. And
I have to tell you a brief story. I have to get it out now or I'll forget. This is a true story.
Quick.
Really, really, really true. My wife and I were at a wedding, and we were like in the back, and we couldn't see up front too well. And a couple of yuppies were standing next to us. I called them yuppies because they were younger than us. And one of them said to the other one, "Wow, just what we need in the family, another Jap." And my wife hadn't heard this expression before, and she actually said to me, "You mean she's not Jewish?"
She was a Jap. And now, how's it working with Jason Alexander? Does he show any of the George personality, or is he totally different? Or
he's totally different. I mean, he is incredible. I look up to him as a director, as an actor, as a comedian. He's very kind, and he doesn't have that neurotic, low temper threshold that George Costanza did. He's smart, and the way he directs, it's the way every actor wants to be directed from the perspective of a fellow actor. He's great, and he's written such good music. He's incredible. I feel so lucky to be working with him.
I'm afraid we're out of time.
But don't go away. But we have more questions.
Can I just say Happy Hanukkah to everybody?
We insist.
Okay, Happy Hanukkah.
And you have to come to the show when you're in town.
Yes, please.
Come to the studios in beautiful downtown Sunland.
I would love to.
All right, don't go away, Rena.
Okay,
you're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRNTalk.com. And stay tuned, and we shall be right back in 2, 3, 4 minutes, something like that. No, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder.
Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a Box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight. And you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on ice cream sundae bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
That's your cue, Stan.
Okay, Rena, ready for some Q&A?
What's that?
Q&A. We're going to ask questions and you're going to provide the answers. First, do you have a website that you would like to share with our listeners?
Absolutely. It's just renastrober.com.
How do you spell Strober?
Strober, like strobe light, just with an R.
Okay, and Rena, R-E-N-A, not R-I-N-A.
Right, R-E-N-A.
All right, now that we got that out of the way, have you made any movies?
Yes, I'm in a movie that's playing in L.A. actually on January 7th.
Which is?
It's called Waiting in the Wings. It's a musical movie. It has Shirley Jones and Sally Struthers and Mace and some great people.
Wow.
Okay, Rena, you know about our guest is calling in from Ireland, our next guest.
Ooh, that's
okay,
cool.
So he's a director, so we don't want to keep him waiting, but we have a few more questions that we have to get to you. I understand that you are the youngest or one of the youngest members of the Friars Club. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, because I know the average age there is deceased.
Yes, exactly.
So,
I bring it down to 90.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you bring the average down to 90. That's very funny. That's good.
But by the way, just I don't think Stan told you, he will be flying to
when
Miami.
are you going to be in Florida next?
I'm here now until January 11th.
After that?
Oh, then I'm back in L.A. I don't have any plans to be back.
Oh, okay, because I go down there and like February, March, and I do the condo circuit with Lou Zigman.
Oh, I know Lou. He's one of my closest friends. How funny.
It's a small world.
Lou knows
there.
everybody. Do you know Howie Rapp, I assume?
Of course
I know
Howie.
Boy, it's like incest.
Yes, Mishpucha.
All right, I will give those two guys your best regards. And Rena, when you're in L.A., you got to pop in and see us in the studio.
Well, Rena, Stan will be in Florida.
Yeah, but she won't.
No, she will. She's in there till...
No, she's there now, but when I'll be in Florida, she'll be back in L.A.
When are you leaving Florida?
January 11th.
You're going tomorrow to Florida.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow.
Oh, Vegas. Sorry.
I'm going to Florida in February.
I got that.
I'll see you when I'm back. I would love to come by the studio.
Okay, Rena.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Pass your regards to your our friends, and we'll see you.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, our next guest. And this is absolutely the furthest that we have ever gone to get a guest on The View from Over Here. So we extend this warm welcome to overseas. How far overseas? All the way to Ireland, to be exact.
And on a clear day, you can see it from Santa Monica. You go to Santa Monica Pier and
maybe
view
if
over.
you're really stoned. Anyway, our guest is, and I hope I pronounced it right, Ciaron Davies, and he'll tell me if I got it right or wrong.
Davies sounds good.
Davies is probably right. He resides and works as an actor in Ireland. He's and aside from being an actor, he's also a writer, musician, and a director. Okay, that's pretty high up at Loose Grip Films. So, Mr. Davies, Ciaron, did I pronounce it correctly?
How are you doing? Not too bad. Good here. It is very close. It's Ciaron.
Ciaron.
Just like the door opening.
Well, okay, I screwed up that one.
And it is a lovely view from here as well.
And what part of Ireland are you in now?
I'm actually, today is an interesting day because I'm in the west of Ireland, and we're just in the middle of a film shoot. So I've just taken a break on set. Chat with you.
Now, can you tell us about the movie that you're making now?
We're working on a film at the moment called Wonderland, which is about a small boy and his mother, whose father has died in the war, and they come back to their roots in Ireland. They're from New York, and he's grief-stricken, and everybody's tiptoeing around them. It's all very sad, and his grandfather starts telling him all these stories about Celtic Ireland and all the folklore, and he says the mountains are a magical place where if you climb the highest one in Ireland, you can reach the sky. Now, his mother, of course, has told him that his dad's gone to the sky. So every day the kid wants to go to the mountains. He begs them to take him to the mountains, and everyone has an excuse every day. And then one night he creeps out of the house with his teddy bear that his grandmother gave him, and he goes out to the forest. And as soon as he gets there, the teddy bear becomes alive. And he finds that he's entered this another world called Wonderland. That's full of elves and orcs and goblins and mermaids and fairies. And it kind of goes on from there.
It sounds like a delightful movie.
Did you write it?
I did indeed, yeah. I did. It was the concept came from myself and one of our executive producers called Mesa, and it was the idea of a kid in Wonderland with this teddy bear which comes alive, and that the teddy bear is like a really old-fashioned sort of distinguished sort of British fellow from the 50s.
So is it animated or?
The teddy bear is actually a puppet.
Oh.
It's a rod puppet. I was going on a template for movies, a lot of Jim Henson stuff like Labyrinth and The Dark Crystal, because I wanted something that had a real, was really emotive. The way in some ways an actual puppet that's manipulated by a person can sometimes do some moves that you can't quite get off a computer. And the film is very heavy on prosthetics. So we wanted to make all the effects live. I mean, we've got dwarves, we've got elves, we've got weirorcs, which is this creature that we invented that's a cross between a werewolf and an orc, like you've seen Lord of the Rings. And all these faces they're made from casts of the actors, and then sculpted from that.
So you're actually interfacing with the actors as they're doing it, or?
Yeah.
When do you hope or plan to finish the project?
We are on a celebration because today is the last day of shooting. 2 months solid, and we've 4 more hours to do today, and then we're done.
Let me rephrase the question. When will you be releasing it?
Now, we have 2 things happening in the new year in the States. We've 2 films. We've Gorny Whale, which is about the Irish Pirate Queen, which will be hitting American festivals from March onwards. And then from June onwards, Wonderland will start doing the circuit around the U.S.
Do you have a distributor yet, or?
We're heading off to the festivals first, and to screen to audiences we'll be going to the U.S., Asia, and Europe predominantly.
Now, when you go to Asia, do you dub in the languages according to which country?
Yeah.
Are you going to dub or subtitle?
Subtitle.
Subtitle.
I always prefer watching subtitle films myself. I'm a big fan of Asian cinema.
That's better, I think, subtitles. Because when you try to dub it in, it never matches the mouth.
Now, I have a question, which is, I guess, a funny question, because, again, you speak English, but a lot of the times when I'm listening to someone with an Irish brogue or an accent, I understand it initially, but when someone starts speaking fast, I lose the meaning of it. So actually, for the American audience, maybe you should subtitle it.
I have to tell you, one time we were on a cruise, and this was a cruise in Europe, and the couple was another couple at the table with us from someplace in northern England. Okay, and for 10 days we didn't understand the word they were saying. I know we're talking the same language, but we didn't understand anything that they said.
That's right, especially in Ireland when the language gets fast, you won't pick up anything. I've seen older guys giving directions to people, and it just comes out as a round the hill, yeah.
Yeah, especially a language is idiomatic, and there's certain idioms that just don't translate literally.
I know.
So you could say something, and then, what did he say? What did he say?
What happened? Well, actually, one of the things that we have been thinking about very strongly on both movies is an international concept of casting for all denominations. So in our films, we have Americans, we have Australians, we have Asian, we have Africans, we've French. So there's a very broad range of accents, and that there is a delegate, if you like, for every nationality which you can think of. The world's getting smaller as well.
It reminded me of initially the spaghetti westerns that Clint Eastwood.
The words never matched.
Because I think each actor was speaking in their own language.
Yeah.
And then everything was dubbed in.
Yeah. The Italian.
Sergio Leone, was it?
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah.
Listen, I just remembered something. In New York City, Boston. That's in the U.S. They have a team called the Boston. Everybody here pronounces it Celtics, but I was corrected one time that it's Celtics. If you pronounce it correctly the Irish way, and I didn't think that your name would be also with that type of pronunciation.
Hard C.
Hard C, yeah.
A lot of the names in Irish are said the way they don't look, or look not the way they're said.
Well, that depends on what country you come from. There are a number of words in the English language, the same word with the same spelling, but in a different context, it's something else.
Yeah. Everything can mean something different, even a little further down the road.
Mm.
And even accents themselves will change, maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, well, I'm originally from New York City, and I got into a car accident, this is 20 years ago, in Texas. and I stopped by the Texas Rangers, and I could not understand them. And they were speaking with a cotton in their mouth, and they couldn't understand me because I was speaking a mile a minute. And it reminded me of the old Winston Churchill saying, it was, we're two countries separated by a common language.
Yeah. I love the language of cinema.
Well, the language of cinema is, to a great extent, visual. You have to tell the story visually. Well, you're the director. And words, I've heard this said many times, less is more. So don't overburden the language or the dialogue too much. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Absolutely. In the post-production end of things, which is really, I think, where the movie is made, we'll cut a scene and let that sit for a few weeks, work on other scenes, and then come back to that scene. And it's like, how much can I take from that? Yeah,
you think about it.
Well, I've had some experience in doing documentaries and commercials, and I always remember if you put one scene in too many, or you put scene one back to scene two and two to scene one, you have a whole different movie.
Yeah,
it's like dominoes. If you take out something, the whole thing could unravel or be built up. Either way.
Yeah, you can change the intensity even by removing.
Can you? All right. Can you tell us what else you're working on? You have any big projects down the road or something on the drawing board?
Our biggest project that we're working on is called Grania Whale the Movie, which it's the first time anyone has ever made a feature film about the Irish pirate queen Grace O'Malley, who was alive in the 16th century.
Yeah, I've never heard of her. Grace O'Malley.
Her story is absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe that nobody had actually made a film about her. She was a noble woman in Ireland who decided that cooking and cleaning wasn't for her, and that she wanted to be a pirate. And she held all of the Irish coastline and the trade line from Ireland to Spain and Tunisia for ransom, and kept the English off at bay.
And she had female crew members or all male crew members?
This is the great thing. Her crew members were all guys. She was the only person in that period of history which was incredibly violent and nasty. She was the only person who never had any form of rebellion whatsoever. Everybody did exactly what she commanded.
Yeah, well, there was only one movie I remember that was a female pirate, and I forget the name of the movie, but I know the pirate was Ciaron Davies.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's Cutthroat Island.
Right, and I don't think, I see it on cable all the time, but I don't think it did well in the box office. Are people ready for a female pirate?
You see.
Well, they are, Malcolm, if you say at the beginning, based on a true story.
All the events in this happened. Everything that you see in this film existed. It's part of history. And we have a very hard woman. I mean, I think as well with a lot of the superhero flicks, which are coming out, strong women in films is becoming increasingly popular.
Right.
Yeah. Ciaron, we have the break coming up, but don't go away. We want to ask you more questions about this female pirate that you're working on. Sounds like a very interesting movie.
And more about Ireland, but we only have a few minutes after. But hold on, and we'll be right back. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Talk Radio. And you can get our back shows at www.viewfromoverhere.com. And we will be back in a few minutes to direct live from Ireland.
Every day is Save the Earth Day, and each of us has a part to play. For more information and how you can do your part to save the Earth, contact us at SaveTheWorld.net. That's SaveTheWorld.net.
Looking for a great holiday gift idea for the person who has perfect taste? Need to bring something different to a party and make a statement? Or how about something for that special someone? This holiday, give the gift of exceptional taste, Purity Vodka. Purity Vodka is an artisanal craft brand from Sweden committed to bringing something different to vodka in a sea of sameness. Created by noted Swedish whiskey blender Thomas Kutunen, Purity Vodka is distilled a remarkable 34 times to create a unique, full-bodied yet incredibly smooth taste. At the Spirits Business International competition this month, Purity Vodka was proclaimed Vodka of the Year. This holiday, give the people on your list something very special and different. Purity Vodka. Look for the bottle that looks like a diamond, or visit PURITYvodka.com and find a location nearest you. Purity Vodka, a statement of taste.
How would you like to taste the most delicious meatballs this holiday season? You can with our friend Larry Manetti's Meatballs, as seen on QVC. Go to QVC.com and search Manetti Meatballs. These are hand-rolled 3 ounces each meatballs, 30 in a bag, made with veal, beef, pork, spices, breadcrumbs, imported ricotta and Romano cheese. They are delicious. Manetti's Meatballs, fried in pure Italian olive oil. They come frozen. You can heat and serve them in a 350-degree oven for just 10 to 15 minutes. They'll make a real hit this holiday season. Taste Larry Manetti's Meatballs. Larry Manetti from Hawaii 5-0 and Magnum PI. He was on QVC and he sold out of these meatballs. Go to QVC.com and search Manetti Meatballs. That's QVC.com, Manetti, Manetti Meatballs. QVC.com, search Manetti Meatballs, the real taste of Italy.
Homeowners, there's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home and loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Call now. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Ciaron, we haven't even had any time to talk about your wonderful country, which we have not gone to yet. But we want to ask you about this movie that sounds really fascinating. Do you have a name for it?
Grania Whale, the movie.
Okay. Do you have your stars picked out yet?
We do indeed. We've shot it. It's in the tail end of post-production, and it will be available to see from February onwards. It stars Fionnuala Collins, who is an Irish actress.
Yes,
it's an all Irish cast.
No Afro Americans in there.
No, not in this one.
Okay.
There's a cast of 400 people in it.
Wow.
And
where did you shoot it?
We shot it everywhere in Ireland. It's shot in every single county in Ireland. We did it over a period of, it was 3 months shoot, really intensive.
Now, when you shoot a picture in Ireland, you get tax exemptions like they do here in the U.S.?
They do, yeah.
In fact, some of the states here in America actually give you money if you do your production in that particular state.
Yeah, there's a lot of films from the States coming over to Northern Ireland to be made there, actually. They have that incentive there, especially for American productions. I mean, Game of Thrones is shot in Northern Ireland.
Yes, that's big here on TV. Oh, is it big?
Yeah.
Well, there's so many more outlets now, to expose the films with cable television stations.
Yeah. And Hollywood isn't Hollywood like it used to be. It's more a state of mind than a place.
It's the advance of digital. It's all technology is getting better every month now.
Now, are you filming digital, or are you still doing it the old-fashioned way?
We filmed this movie digital. I used the EX3 camera, which is used on a lot of sport. The reason being that I wanted the fighting in this film to actually be real. So all the actors are doing their own stunts. They were all in training for months ahead of the film.
Oh, that's interesting.
The main cast are all experienced fighters, fencers. The camera work on those fight sequences is over the shoulders of the fighters. So you get the feeling that you're actually in a fight on the battlefield.
Can I ask what the budget was for the film?
You just asked.
This film was shot independently.
Uh-huh.
So we really wanted to make this movie, and so we pulled all our resources together.
Now, when will this be shown in the U.S.?
You can expect to see it in the U.S. after March.
After March. Okay, quickly, we're out of time. We're going to have you back on. Do you ever plan to come to the States?
Yeah, do indeed. We're having screenings in March. I'll be over there, and we'll be publicising the movie. We're on Facebook, Blue Script Films. Bonnie Whale, the movie is on Facebook. Our websites are out there. You just Google search us. You'll find us.
Okay, well, send the information to us and we'll post it. But thank you very much. And
thank you, guys.
And give us a call when you're in this country.
Yeah, we want you live in the studio.
Right. Okay,
love to come in.
Hey, thanks again. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRN Talk every week. And next week we'll have our special guest, Joe Franklin, to end the year and start the new year.
Yeah, he's the guy who invented the radio and TV interview.
Anyway,
Paul says wrap it up.
Okay, have a great week, guys, and we'll speak to you next week. Ciao.
The View from Over Here is a co-production of Infinity X and TBG International. For further information, contact Malcolm Burman at 818-687-2784. That's 818-687-2784.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. You can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But with TuneIn Radio, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher, you can listen to the latest editions of our programs, like The PM Show, anywhere, anytime you want. Let Fred Dreyer give you his ace-in-the-hole opinion on politics. Bring Hollywood legends and their stories with you to your next party, thanks to Robert Conrad. And, of course, tell those Hawaiians the real meaning of aloha with Larry Manetti. For more information on how to listen to the